course?
Well, I mean, the anti-corruption agency in Malaysia has a good reputation. The head of the agency, the Commissioner Abu Qasim, is a good friend of the academy in Vienna, but he's also on the international board, and they have been very keen to develop links, partnership relationships, which they have with the academy. They would host some of our programs, and this is one example of that. So we recognise the quality of the anti-corruption agency, we recognise its work, and we're happy to deliver programs with them in areas where they're specialists. So anti-corruption activities in particular, and that's not just investigations, but it's dealing with the media, so on. So it's everything an anti-corruption agency does.
Is it the role of academic, the Malaysian academic, is very significant for ICA?
It is, because it emphasises to the students the need to understand and work with or talk to or listen to how an agency does this sort of work, rather than just lecture on how you investigate corruption, to talk to people who actually do it and to see all the different aspects that are important. As I say, not just the investigation itself, but the whole range of things that an organisation has to do in terms of reputation, communications, strategy and so on. So you have to find an agency that's good enough to do that. And there are not many agencies in the world that are. The MACS probably is a good example of a good agency. In fact, it's probably a very good example of a good agency.
So, Malaysian academics, one of them, good academic because they have a wide range of the...
Yeah, and you have an academy. Most anti-corruption agencies don't have an academy, they have a small training department. You have a full-scale academy here. So you have the facilities, you're used to doing training, you know what our requirements are. So it's a good place to come for that. I couldn't really think of anywhere else we could go.
How you look Malaysian standing? We have the last 5 years, we have a transformation.
Yeah.
We follow very closely the development of MACC in this area, anti-corruption initiatives, efforts. How do you see Malaysia standing today compared to?
Well, I think it's probably in the there's about 90 anti-corruption agencies in the world, and I'd say it's in the top 10 at least, if not the top 5%, because it thinks about what it does and how it does it. So the transformation process is very important to it, because it's learning from how it does its business to see how it can do it better. It's interested in demonstrating whether it's effective. It's interested in trying to be transparent, and these are all very important aspects of being an effective anti-corruption agency. It cares about the public. It talks to the public. So it demonstrates, probably better than most anti-corruption agencies I know, how an anti-corruption agency should work. And that's one of the reasons for coming here. It has a very, very good reputation for that. And I certainly think it's in the top 5% of agencies. And I think he will. He's one of the most effective leaders of anti-corruption agencies I have seen. And he knows what needs to be done, how it needs to be done. It's always a long process. It doesn't happen overnight. It will take a number of years, but he's committed to that. And I think his plans for the future are very sensible.
So the Malaysian, earlier you say from your point of view, you said Malaysian Anti-Corruption Commission, MACC, in one of the top 10.
Oh, at least, yes.
What are the main criteria reason for that? Why?
Well, to understand what their job is, to understand and have a relationship with the people and society as well as with the politicians, to understand how to improve as an organisation, to develop some form of measurement so they can demonstrate that they're effective or not, and to understand that the process of change is continual. And in particular, making sure that all the staff in the agency understand the role and future of the anti-corruption agency, so they all buy into it, they all agree to it. Because quite often agencies produce statements from the top and then forget about the staff, never tell the staff what you're trying to do and
Way
why.
communication.
Yeah, it's all about internal communication. And this agency changes, but it understands what it needs to do, and that's what makes it, I think, successful.